Hi everyone, welcome back and thank you so much for watching. So today we're going to be talking about the brand new Kyshadow palette that has just hit, well, the internet, or I suppose you could say melted the internet. The first release of this palette, I believe, sold out in about 6 seconds, and then the second release, I think it was about 1:15 or something. Craziness, absolutely, you guys are crazy. I really wanted to review this palette for you guys. I've been getting so many questions and requests on this video, so I thought it would be finally time to jump in it today. Now please bear in mind that I woke up at about 4:15 in the morning to get my hands on this for you guys, so how's that for dedication, right? So this is going to be a 100% honest review. Unfortunately, a lot of the time on the internet, people will talk about products and hype them up and rave about them when they don't particularly deserve it. So this video is not going to be one of those. I'm not in any way affiliated with Kylie Cosmetics, and I purchased this palette with my own money. So yeah, there are absolutely no affiliations there. I wanted to give you guys my honest opinion and also show you some perfect, like, exact dupes of these colors. So if you haven't been able to get your hands on it, you don't even need to. Like, I will show you the exact matches to all of these eyeshadows. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump into a review of this palette. First up, this thing that comes in the box, I adore. How cool is that? Like, it's Kylie's eyes, obviously, but one of them opens and shuts like it winks at you, and it's, the more I look at it, the creepier it is. Really, really clever packaging, really innovative. The box that it comes in is gorgeous, so it's black and white. It's got another image of the eyes here, Kyshadow, pressed powder eyeshadow. The back of the box says Kylie on it, just like that, and then the sides and the top of the box are a metallic bronze. And then at the top it says the bronze palette. So presumably she's coming out with a bunch of other, versions of this eyeshadow palette, but this one in particular is the bronze one. Now onto the packaging of the actual palette. I adore it. So again, Kylie's eyes, and then she's got like melted tears and metallics. These, I guess, are colors out of the eyeshadow palette. And then on the back, again, it says Kylie. And then you've got all of the shade names on this sort of metallic silver sticker. Opening up the palette, you've got Kylie written here in bold. I wish there was a mirror here instead. That would help a lot for traveling. And then here are the actual eyeshadows. Now, definitely firsthand when I opened up this palette, I was like, yes! Warm toned eyeshadows are my ultimate favorite. You guys know that. This is nothing new. And, another beautiful eyeshadow palette with beautiful warm tone mattes. I was like, please, I need you, I see you, I want you. And then I got you. I wanted to love this. I wanted so badly to love this because so many people have been raving about this. I don't know if it's my palette alone or, all of them, and maybe some people are telling fibs. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know about any of that, but I can tell you right now that in comparison to a lot of other single eyeshadows that I have tried, these ones unfortunately were not up to par. Now, no offense to Kylie. I adore Kylie. I think she's beautiful. And I mean, the lip kits, I loved the lip kits. Love the formulas, adore them. This didn't do it for me, and we're going to jump into exactly why. So there are a couple of reasons why I wasn't particularly impressed with this palette. First off, you get a lot of product fallout. So let's just demonstrate here for you so you can see. These shadows are very powdery and they pick up on the brush quite easily, but you get a lot of product fallout when you apply them on the lid. Now, typically, I don't always have an issue with this. As a preference, I always do my eyeshadow first and then I do my base so I can account for any fallout that I might have. But normally an eyeshadow with this much fallout is also paired with an eyeshadow that is super, super pigmented. Now, unfortunately, and I'm going to do a live swatch here on my hand, when you actually go in with a brush with these products on your skin, you just don't get the color payoff that you would sort of hope. Like, you saw how much product was on the back of that brush there, and you can see the color of that orange shadow in the thing, but, it's very, very light, wishy-washy apricot shade on my skin as opposed to this beautiful terracotta orange in the pan. Now, I'll show you another one. So this red one here, so you can see there how much fallout, I got from popping the brush in that shadow there, quite a bit. And then you look at the brush, you can sort of see the color on the brush there, but I'll pop this next to the orange, and I mean, look. You can't even see it. Where is all that powder going? Where did all that eyeshadow go? So yeah, first up, these eyeshadows have a lot of fallout and not, ridiculous amounts of pigmentation. Secondly, there are 2 shimmers in this palette. So this one here, I better clean this off, I suppose. It looks filthy now. This one here, this one is called Tiger Eye. This one here, Tiger Eye, and then this one here is Quartz. Now, these are both supposed to be shimmer eyeshadows. Quartz, I think, is beautiful. I think that's probably the best shadow in this palette. Really, really nice and pigmented, but when you get it on the skin, just not that shimmery. Like, it's definitely pigmented, no doubt, but that's it, swatch there. Like, you can sort of hardly see it. It's definitely not something that you could call a shimmer. It's more of like, I would say, a demi-matte kind of a shade. Now, the next metallic, Tiger Eye, again, looks sort of really pretty and pigmented on the finger, but then once it's applied on the lid, you nearly lose majority of that shimmer texture. It sort of, again, goes down into more of a demi-matte. If you're somebody that really, really adores shimmer colors and you love, you know, your eyelids to be shimmery and whatnot, this is not going to be the palette for you, because majority it's matte, and then the two shimmer shades in here, they're not, you just couldn't call them shimmer shades. They're not really shimmer shades. Great for those of you that love mattes, but not great for those of you who don't love only mattes. Third issue that I have with this palette is I had a really hard time blending out the shadows. I just don't know. I used a normal primer. I used the same brushes that I always do. I don't typically have issues blending out eyeshadows. You know, I do work professionally as a makeup artist, and you know, that's all fine and whatnot, but I did have a fair bit of trouble blending these eyeshadows out. I am wearing basically all 9 of them on my eyes right now. Yeah, I used them for this video so that I could show you, and I'm going to insert a clip of me applying them so that you can see sort of what I'm talking about. Now, these 6 shades down the bottom here, I didn't have an issue with. Like, they blended out okay. I've found in the past a lot of these taupier kinds of colors are really difficult to blend out, but this one was really good. I didn't have any dramas with that. Again though, once it's on the hand, you know, that beautiful color really disappears. You just sort of get minimal payoff, and you have to use quite a bit of product for it to show up. But with that in mind, like I said, these bottom 6 were, you know, reasonably easy to blend out. These top 3, however, what a nightmare. I used different brushes. I used clean brushes. I tried dirty brushes. I tried everything. I felt like I, you know, basically wore a hole in my eyelid by the end of it, and I couldn't get them to blend. So whether or not it's a combination between these eyeshadows and the primer that I used, I don't know. I did set it with a translucent powder. I always do that because it just makes things easy to blend, and it also stops oily eyelids. But I had quite a bit of difficulty blending out these top 3 shades. I was so excited to open this, and I was so excited to receive this in the mail. And then I was sort of just left with a bit of like a meh. I thought that the quality of this was going to be up to scratch with the lip kits, because like I said, I adore the lip kits. The colors, the formulas, everything, love, love, love them. So yeah, I just wanted to be really honest with that, because everybody seems to be raving about this palette, and I don't know, I didn't feel the same way. Bear in mind that makeup works differently for everybody, so my opinion's not always going to be the same as yours. You know, Joe Blow's opinion's not always going to be the same as mine or yours either. Like, everybody experiences things and enjoys things differently, but for me, unfortunately, this was not great. And I really hate to say that, because I never give things bad reviews. Like, normally if I don't like something, I just won't talk about it. But so many of you have been asking questions about this eyeshadow palette and being like, Nikki, what do you think? Have you got it? Like, should I buy it? Is it worth me spending the money on it? All the rest of it. And in my honest opinion, I don't think so. I love the colors, I love the packaging, I love the idea, I love the marketing, the imagery, this cool little eye thing, love it all. All of these 9 shadows are like in my top fave shadows, like color-wise, I mean. These are my all-time favorite colors to wear. Oranges are beautiful through the crease. They warm up any kind of makeup look. You can use like an orange through the crease of a green eyeshadow look and it will look amazing. I know that doesn't sound believable, but trust me, it is. But do you need this? Do you need to stress yourself over the fact that it's probably sold out again and you didn't get your hands on it and all the rest of it? No, I don't think you need to stress out. The other thing I wanted to show you guys also is how easy it is to create this palette with single eyeshadow. So this here is a little palette that I've just made up. This is a mixture of Makeup Geek and Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadows. And honest to goodness, these are basically exactly the same colors that are in the Kyshadow palette. Yes, they're a little bit more pricey. I think these retail for about, I don't know, maybe 10. I think Makeup Geeks are $6 each and Anastasia maybe $10 each. Don't quote me on that. I'm in Australia, so everything costs $1 million. I think that you're better off building a palette with similar shades, and then that way you know that the quality of these eyeshadows is on point. Here are the two palettes side by side. Nearly all of these eyeshadows, and I mean, it's sort of difficult to tell because this one's got a black background and this one's up against a stark white, but they are essentially exactly the same colors, and just these ones on this side are a lot more pigmented. So Yeah. For the sake of it, I'm going to swatch some of these against their sort of sister eyeshadows in the Kyshadow palette and just show you the difference in quality so you really know what I mean. Okay, so let's start with, perhaps let's start with this color here, the first metallic. I'm going to swatch it right here, okay? Then I'm going to take exactly the same eyeshadow from this little palette, and trust me, they're exactly the same color. This is Anastasia Beverly Hills Sateen. And don't worry, I will link all of the dupes down in the description bar below for you so that you can get your hands on them if you want them. But let's swatch this one right next to it. And I mean, you can tell already, look how much more pigmentation came up on my finger when I swatched that. Kind of difficult to tell, but you can see that these are essentially the same color. This Anastasia Beverly Hills one was a lot easier to swatch. You saw it on my finger. It's a lot creamier and smoother and much less fallout. And then I'll just try these last two colors. So let's try Obsidian and Hematite. Yeah, Obsidian and Hematite. I'll swatch them both on my fingers. So that's them swatched right there on my fingers. I'm going to just pop them straight on the back of my hand. See, again, quite patchy. These ones, the pigmentation is a little bit better, but you can see they're quite patchy. So that's sort of what I was referring to in terms of, you know, I found it really quite difficult to blend these out. And then, again, the twinsies. So this redder color is Anastasia Beverly Hills Blazing, and then the black is Makeup Geek Corrupt. So we'll do both of these. Already, look how much more pigmentation my fingers picked up there. All right, I think that the first most noticeable thing is the black. That is Makeup Geek Corrupt, and that is the Kyshadow black. This looks grey in comparison to this. This is honestly one of the best black eyeshadows on the market. It's incredible. The pigmentation's amazing. Yes, you do get quite a bit of fallout, but you get color payoff in return. That's what I mean. Like, I'm happy for there to be fallout if I get really good color payoffs. And another thing I also wanted to mention in relation to the Kylie palette is that the Shaaanxo BH Cosmetics palette is very, very similar. Very similar. So, let me show you them side by side. Essentially, all the same colors. Very crazy similar, aren't they? Like super similar. So bear in mind that the Kylie one obviously retails for about, I think, $45, and the Shaaanxo one retails for about $12. So yeah, if you're after another dupe that's like ridiculously affordable, get the Shaaanxo one. And I mean, the pigmentation of these are beautiful. I'll show you. Really, really well pigmented, the Shaaanxo one. So that's just my 2 cents on the matter. Plus with this one, you also get lipstick. Just saying. So yeah, that is it for my review today, guys. It saddens me that it wasn't a completely positive review. Like I said, there are some really fabulous things about this eyeshadow palette that I love, but unfortunately there are other things that I just thought weren't quite up to par. So I hope that you really enjoyed this review. Like I said, I will link all of the dupes in the description bar below. And please do let me know what you would like me to review next. I hope you're all having a fabulous day, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Bye! In today's video, we are going to do this super natural no makeup look. Jokes. Today's tutorial is about recreating that Instagram glam that we see on all of the Insta babes, and we all go, oh my gosh, how does she look like that? How do I do that? This is how you do it. In this video, I'm going to be going through all of the Instagram makeup techniques.